Isak, Wirtz, Ekitike, Frimpong. John Henry remembered the pin to his bank account, and he's spending big. Premier League clubs went on a huge spending spree this summer, but Liverpool stole the show. They smashed the British transfer record not once, but twice, and ended up spending a massive £446 million. So how have Liverpool gone from a team who won the league with just one signing to spending more than any Premier League club has ever spent in one transfer window? Older Liverpool fans are probably shocked at what they are seeing.
Jamie, there will be a lot of expectation around this Liverpool side because of the signings that have been added, because they are the defending champions.
Liverpool are not a big spending club.
For most of their time in charge, which is now over 15 years, they've run a balanced transfer budget. Basically, outs paying for ins.
They literally have a chant called "The Reds have got no money, but we still win the league." And to be honest, they were right. They won the Premier League in 2025 with just one summer signing in Chiesa, who cost just £10 million and barely played. But the truth is, Liverpool earned broke. Their owners, the Fenway Sports Group, are just very careful with their money.
But I think it's fair to say we're seeing a complete change of strategic approach by Fenway now. They're making massive net investment, and I think the question is why?
When they feel it's the right time, they don't hesitate to spend big. Signing Van Dijk and Alisson back in 2018 cost record fees.
And why the transfer fee is so high now, I think people will look at the transfer fee. That's normally strikers going for that type of figure, but as with any transfer fee, if he performs well and does his job, what he's been brought in for, it'll be worth it.
But those deals built the foundation for Klopp's success. And in 2023, the big midfield rebuild was key to Slot winning the league. The 2025 summer, though, was on another level.
Tried to bring new energy in, but also weapons, as you call it. And I think the players that we've brought in have shown that already in a few times we've trained together and the games we've...
Liverpool strong. The recruitment's been good. Yeah, everything. I mean, it pains me to say it, but everything's been good.
Every other week, Liverpool fans were getting a dopamine rush from a new big signing. I'm pretty sure these guys are numb to it by now. They started out the window by quickly wrapping up deals for Wirtz, Frimpong, and Kerke.
Biggest move of the summer in the Premier League so far, and probably will be, is Florian Wirtz.
Kerke's made official today.
Frimpong's official. Give me your initial reactions there, Shaka, as he will be the replacement for Trent Alexander-Arnold.
That alone would have been a very successful window. Yet later on, they went and splashed the cash on Ekitike.
Hugo Ekitike is a Liverpool player. It's been confirmed.
After getting the Frenchman, most people were like, surely they're not going after Isak now. They already have an elite striker.
You really thought it was going to be Ekitike or Isaac?
Nope. They went out and broke Isak out of Newcastle's jail.
Alexander Isak is officially a Liverpool player. Alexander Isak is Liverpool's new number 9. They've confirmed it officially now.
Even without Isak, Liverpool have been the biggest spenders in the Premier League. Now, of course, we do have to keep in mind that it wasn't just pure buying. They recouped a lot of fees back via the sales of Luis Diaz, Darwin Nunez, Trent, Kelleher, Jarrell Quansah, and others. But in terms of pure spending, you would have to go all the way back to 2018 to see Liverpool spend that much in a summer. From a wider view, what Liverpool were doing this summer was really unusual. Normally, title-winning teams don't spend that much in the transfer market. You'd have to go back to 2019 when Manchester City splashed out while Liverpool were chasing them to find the last time that the champions topped the spending chart. Before that, it was Manchester United in 2007 when they brought in Owen Hargreaves, Anderson, Nani, and Carlos Tevez. It's rare for champions to be among the biggest spenders. Since the mid-2000s, it's only happened 3 other times. Chelsea in 2010 and 2017, and City in 2023. Usually, if a title winner spends big, it happens in January after a poor first half of the season. City did that just recently. Quiet in the summer, dipped in form, then they splashed a lot of cash in the winter window. Liverpool are doing the opposite. Instead of sitting back after winning the league, they've gone all in, especially in the attack.
Managing the club very well. They have managed to take the greatest talent of German football next to Musiala, Florian Wirtz. They got Isak at the end. Ekitike will think what's happening, but they still managed to take the best players available in the market.
Some people think it's too much. Jamie Carragher even said that it doesn't feel Liverpool-like when they were chasing Isak after already signing Ekitike.
What I'm saying is I'm not like fully invested in sort of breaking the bank for Isak.
I've seen you say that now 2 or 3 times in the last week, this idea of why would Isak stay absolute outstanding centre forward in the league. You watch him, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's looks like he's made for Liverpool in terms of his mobility, his goals, his movement, his closing down. He's everything that Liverpool would want. Why would you not break the bank for him?
Still, the new sporting director Richard Hughes has gone bold.
What you've got at Liverpool now is a really good trio of people at the top of the ship. Arne Slot, the head coach, Michael Edwards representing FSG, and Richard Hughes, the sporting director.
It feels radical, but I think most fans will tell you it's actually overdue. Over the last 6 years, Liverpool actually spent less than not just the other big six, but even the likes of West Ham, Newcastle, Brighton, and Wolves. In that light, the title under Arne Slot came as a surprise. This summer though, they're making sure nobody can call them cautious. The club has come a long way in the past 2 decades. When Fenway Sports Group bought Liverpool in October of 2010, the club was in serious trouble. It's easy to forget now, but Liverpool were drowning in debt at the time. The problem started in 2007 when Tom Hicks and George Gillette took over. They copied the Glazers model at Manchester United, borrowing huge sums to buy the club, but things went downhill. By 2010, Liverpool owed nearly £380 million, including £234 million that had to be paid back to the bank right away with very high interest rates. The club was losing money badly, with £30 million a year just going to interest payments, and auditors were openly worried about Liverpool's ability to survive. Fans were furious, and it eventually took a high court decision to force Hicks and Gillette out. That's when FSG stepped in, paying about £230 million to take over. At first, things weren't easy. Liverpool almost lost £140 million in their first 3 seasons under the new owners, and they finished mid-table. But over time, FSG rebuilt the club. In the 2024 season, Liverpool posted one of their worst pre-tax results, but overall under FSG, they've kept the club close to breaking even. A massive turnaround from the financial chaos they inherited. Even with the big loss in 2024, Liverpool were still the most profitable club in England in the past decade. Between the 2014 and 2015 season and the 2023-2024 season, they made £136.2 million in pre-tax profit, more than anyone else. Only Manchester City came close at £126.4 million. And across all that time, only 7 other clubs in the Premier League or Championship have made any profit at all. So while it feels strange to say a club that just lost nearly £60 million was in good shape, in football terms, Liverpool were doing just fine. The loss was actually down to 3 factors: missing out on Champions League football, having to pay Klopp and his staff, and making less money selling players. On top of that, the costs rose with inflation, they were running a bigger stadium, and had higher commercial activity. Those expenses will still stick around, but improved income should cover them in the next following seasons. When it comes to the profit and sustainability rules, Liverpool are not in danger. Their 3-year pre-tax loss was £58.6 million, which looks bad against their £15 million allowance. But once you remove things like depreciation, they were well within limits.
But for a side like Liverpool, who turn over £614 million in their last set of accounts, they can afford to spend a lot more than a club like Newcastle, who turned over £320 million in their last set of accounts. Look,
The Athletic even estimated that they had about £73 million of PSR headroom in the 2023-2024 season. Looking ahead, they should be safe again. Even if they lost £75 million this season, they'd still be fine under PSR. Realistically though, they are more likely to post a solid profit. Due to the fact that Liverpool don't spend like this normally, there were a lot of questions about where these funds are coming from. Well, it's actually quite simple. Liverpool set a new club record in the 2024 season with £613.8 million in revenue, and the biggest driver was their commercial growth. For the first time, more than half their total income came from commercial deals. They're now second in England for commercial revenue, only behind Manchester City. And for the first time in the Premier League era, they actually beat Manchester United. To put that into perspective, in 2015-2016, United's commercial income was £153 million higher than Liverpool's. That gap has completely flipped. What's even more impressive is that Liverpool managed to do this while playing in the Europa League. At the same time, Manchester United were playing in the Champions League. It just shows you who sponsors saw as a better bet for the long term. A lot of this money came from big deals.
They have the most superb sponsorship revenue in football. Just look at the names. Household brands around the edge of that pitch every week. They have massive levels of commercial turnover.
Their Nike kit contract, which just ended, guaranteed £30 million a year, but with royalties, it brought in more than £60 million. Their new deal with Adidas has the potential to be even bigger. The club expects to make more money with the new Adidas 3-stripe kits for the men's, women's, and academy teams. If you guys want to add to Liverpool's revenue, go to buygamejerseys.com and pick up your own Liverpool Adidas jersey. Use code PETTALKS at checkout. Other huge contracts include Standard Chartered as a front of shirt sponsor, manager, Access training kit and facility deal, and Expedia sleeve sponsorship. On top of that, Liverpool signed new partnerships with UPS, Orient Innovation, Google, and Peloton last season, worth over £45 million combined. They also kept long-term partners like Carlsberg, EA Sports, and Nivea. And this season, they've added more big names like Japan Airlines and Visit Maldives. The plan had always been to improve the squad, to refresh the team, especially under a new manager. They just took their time because of the problem-solving skills that Slot showed in his first season. While the rest of the world panicked about Liverpool's lack of spending, within the club, everyone was confident. The only player they had gone for was Zubamendi, who ended up staying in Spain. There was no Zubamendi alternative because Hughes and the rest of the Reds recruitment team felt that there wasn't another 6 on the market capable of improving Slot's squad. And they were right. Turns out Liverpool already had an answer to their holding midfield problem, and Slot knew about it. He moved fellow Dutchman Ryan Gravenberch into that role, and it worked brilliantly. The ex-Bayern player went from being seen as a flop to winning the Premier League's Young Player of the Season for how important he was in their title run. Most managers would have been very frustrated to just get one signing in their brand new job. I mean, look at Antonio Conte.
Antonio Conte has issued a clear message that Tottenham have to make signings.
But Slot didn't complain, he just got on with it. That's exactly what he was doing at Feyenoord, where he regularly outperformed richer rivals like Ajax and PSV. In fact, his ability to get the most out of the resources available to him is one of the biggest reasons why Liverpool got him in the first place. From Michael Edwards and the rest of the leadership, Slot's problem-solving skills were expected, and he delivered right away. Now that Slot had a year to judge the squad, the club knew exactly where to strengthen. First, they made sure to keep Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk.
It was always Liverpool, wasn't it?
It was always Liverpool, yeah.
Great to be here another 2 years, so yeah, happy to sign a new contract.
Then came the signings, with Liverpool adding new players not to replace stars immediately, but to compete with them first. Mamardashvili has come in while Alisson is still there, and Kerkez arrived while Robertson remains. The overlap means less pressure on the new arrival. Liverpool are going big now to get ahead of future problems, and to make sure they don't fall behind other Premier League teams who are also spending heavily. The way Liverpool do business, it's very calm and quiet. Most of the time the transfer is done before even the rumor mill can start. Mamardashvili was lined up in the 2025 season, and Frimpong signed the day after Jude Bellingham's boyfriend joined Real Madrid. Kerkez's move had been sealed early. The real shock was actually Florian Wirtz. Just weeks before his transfer, nobody thought Liverpool had a chance, yet they pulled it off for a British record fee.
Liverpool's ability to have gone and got a player that City were after, Bayern Munich were after, and reportedly Real Madrid were after, and Liverpool have come out on top in that
quickly as well. Quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Just that alone, they fended off those big clubs there and said, he's ours.
This could become the partnership of the next 3 or 4 years.
FSG didn't suddenly find this money. They had already shown that they were ready to spend 100 million plus when they tried for Moises Caicedo and Romeo Lavia, though both ended up at Chelsea. The cash was there, they were just simply waiting for it to be used on the right player. As I stated earlier, Liverpool are in perfectly good shape with PSR. They closed their books early in May, which gave them more freedom to start spending in June, while rivals like United and Arsenal had to wait until July. That head start let them move quickly and quietly. Liverpool are allowed to lose £105 million over 3 years under PSR, and right now they're well within that. They've also saved money on wages after Trent left, and sold academy products like Kelleher and Kwanzaa for pure profit, added new sponsorship bonuses, prize money from winning the league, and Champions League revenue, and the club can easily spend more, hence why they were trying to get Gueye at centre back. That's why their push for Alexander Isak was actually realistic. Transfer fees are spread out over several years in the accounts, so a £100 million signing looks more like £20 million per year for PSR purposes. With sales already made, Liverpool were actually ahead on the books. Stability has always been a big strength for Liverpool, but at the same time, you run the risk of things getting stale. We saw that with the midfield slowly breaking down before the big rebuild in 2023.
In fact, Liverpool spent money sporadically until 2023 when they bought McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gakpo and Gravenberch.
The same risk was there in defense, where only Konate and Tsimikas had been added since Van Dijk arrived in 2018. Now with Van Dijk aging, Robertson in his 30s, Trent gone to Real Madrid, and Konate yet to sign a new deal, change was overdue. That's why Liverpool moved for Frimpong and Kerke, and that's why they also got Leone from Parma.
I suppose both full-back areas have been something that the manager is having to look at, particularly with Trent Alexander leaving. But the left-back area was an issue because Andy Robertson, he was not as productive going forward as he was, and he was making more mistakes defensively. This guy could have a long and illustrious career at Liverpool.
Still, some will argue that the rebuild hasn't gone far enough. Liverpool need more central defensive cover. Van Dijk can't play forever. Konate is injury prone and out of contract next summer. A player to watch out for because it seems like this brother, his head might already be in Madrid. And Joe Gomez has rarely been a regular starter in recent years. That's actually why selling Quansah surprised many, given the lack of reliable depth at the center back position. At the other end of the pitch, some question whether going out for both Ekitike and Isak is over the top. But in the 2025 season, Liverpool had 6 attackers. Now they only have 4, and Chiesa might leave at some point. Youngsters like Ngomoa are exciting, but they are not yet ready to carry the attack. Add in the tragic death of Diogo Jota in July, a devastating loss first and foremost as a person, but also one that left a hole in the squad, and Liverpool's moves make more sense. On the pitch, Liverpool will miss the impact of a lot of players that departed. Trent, as much as I joke about him, Diaz, Nunez, and even Kelleher provided reliable cover when called upon. Normally, a champion side makes 1 or 2 tweaks or makes a few signings. Think of City in 2019 with Roger and Cancelo, or in 2022 with Haaland, or even Liverpool in 2020, adding Thiago, Tsimikas, and Jota. What's happening now at Anfield though is far bigger. They have spent a lot, but it wasn't reckless. It was very smart. Every move was planned to mix youth, long-term deals, and a strong foundation for the future. FSG weren't throwing money around. They were laying out a roadmap for the next era. The big signings, Wirtz, Frimpong, Kerkez, Ekitike, and Isak have one thing in common. They're all 25 or younger. If they were women, Leonardo DiCaprio wouldn't even date them. Each is tied down on long contracts, meaning Liverpool can spread the cost and build a core that will stay together for years. Outside of Salah and Van Dijk, the average age of the team is actually 24, which shows you that they're shifting towards a more young, fast team. It wasn't just about buying stars. Liverpool also pumped £20 million into upgrading their academy at Kirkby, the biggest revamp since 1998. The project includes a new indoor dome, better sports science facilities, a grass pitch, and a small stand for matches. It's set to be done around 2028. Moves like this are smart because homegrown players like Trent have saved the club millions across the years. And the Reds are still picking up young talents like 18-year-old Giovanni Leone from Parma, proving that they're always thinking about tomorrow. With these signings, Liverpool now have quality and depth in almost every single area. Experienced leaders like Salah and Van Dijk remain to guide the younger group. It's the perfect mix of youthful energy and veteran leadership. The irony is that Slot now faces a tougher challenge than what he had to deal with in his first season. He overachieved in year 1 with almost the same squad Klopp left behind. Now he has a team shaped more in his vision, but with that comes the challenges of managing big changes, managing egos, and striking the right balance. It's rare that Liverpool win a transfer window like this. I mean, they basically got all of their targets besides Gay. But of course, we know that success in the market does not always translate to success on the pitch. You don't have to look further than Manchester United. Naturally, you don't want to rock the boat after winning a title. But in 2025, Liverpool went against the convention by keeping things steady, and it worked. Now they're flipping the script again, embracing change, this time from a position of strength. It's very bold, it's very risky, but it can also push them to another level. Now, a lot of this was about the finances of Liverpool. To see Slot's tactics and how good this side is, you have to watch this video right here.